make sure you hit subscribe. It's right over there, I swear. Or maybe it's there. It's one of them. It's a button. It's red. Click it. Fake questions, real answers. There's stuff I want to talk about, but I don't necessarily want to wait for you to ask me, Dear Colin, what do you make of the psychedelic brew Aaron Rodgers had? I think public figures like Aaron Rodgers have to be very careful about saying they don't believe epidemiologists and they Googled stuff and found stuff you should take instead. I don't know. I respect doctors. Mental health is serious. That's why we have licensed professional mental health specialists all over America. Hey, if you want to take a psychedelic trip and poop and barf your brains out, go for it. I wouldn't talk about it. Let's be honest. We have a consumption issue in America. People can't control what they drink, what they eat, and 1,000 people will now give this psychedelic hallucinogenic a run. Somebody could get in trouble. Go see a professional, a doctor, a licensed therapist. We've gotten to a dangerous point in society where we trust Joe Rogan more than our doctor. Dear Colin, what do you make of Nick Saban's motive for calling last year's Crimson Tide a rebuilding team? Well, my take is a little bit maybe of an excuse for not beating Georgia for the national championship. But what separates Alabama from even a great program like Ohio State is Alabama has no holes. They have A-plus quarterback play annually. They're physical to line of scrimmage, both sides. They can run it. They can be physical. They can be flashy. They're progressive offensively without losing their physicality and their reputation as a power run team. Ohio State, last 2 years, has been around 60th in the country in defense. Michigan, Oregon pushed them over the field. Nobody pushes around Alabama. Even Georgia can't get their quarterback right. LSU has a different head coach, it feels like, every 3 or 4 years. Alabama, in my lifetime, is the one program that doesn't appear to have a hole, even when compared in that super galaxy of 5 or 6 top programs like Oklahoma, Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, LSU. Find me the hole. I can never find it with Bama. Dear Colin, did you read that story about the co-owner of the Dolphins and Tom Brady talking years ago about him joining Miami? What do you make of it? Not much. More pearl clutching. Michael Jordan, at the end of his career, got into ownership. So did Derek Jeter. Tom Brady wants to. I mean, good God, there was a story 3 weeks ago about Las Vegas getting an NBA team, and people are already projecting that LeBron James would be one of the owners. When people have a $300, $400, $500 million net worth, they're not going to put it all in real estate. They're not going to put it all in the stock market. They're going to put it in something they know. What does Michael know and Jeter know and LeBron know and Peyton Manning know and Brady know? A pro sports franchise. Brady was really good friends with Robert Kraft. He probably asked him lots of questions about NFL or pro sports ownership. LeBron's got a share in the Boston Fenway Group. He has a share in a Liverpool group. I think you're unrealistic or maybe idealistic if you think really rich people aren't talking all the time about opportunities. I don't think anything less of Tom Brady at the end of his New England career and in his Tampa career, having a wealthy friend in the NFL ownership group who probably over martinis once, twice, or 10 times discussed the possibility of Tom eventually moving upstairs and off the field. Sometimes we have to be realistic in the media. This kind of shit happens all the time with rich dudes. Dear Colin, you're a sports broadcaster. What impact did Vin Scully have on your career? Well, thank you for noticing that I'm a sports broadcaster. That in itself makes me very happy. I mean, you could have said I was a CPA. So, let's get that down. Listen, he illustrated the importance of preparation. I do a 3-hour show every day. I prep for a long time. Now, stories break all the time. This week I was just about to go on the air, and Juan Soto to the Padres broke 90 seconds before I went on the air live. So you can't prep for everything. But when I listened to Scully when I was younger, in my early 20s, the volume of work he had done before the game started, the notes, the preparation were so impressive, they were almost intimidating. And I think the greatest compliment you can ever give the listening audience is preparation. Dear Colin, LeBron's eligible to sign an extension with the Lakers. Do you see him retiring as a Laker or moving on in his career? He's going to retire as a Laker. Listen, California is really expensive. Los Angeles County is really, really expensive. And 100,000 people or 150,000 people moved out of like California or LA County in the last couple of years because it's really, really expensive. It's always been pricey, but now because of tech, it's insane. But here's when you shouldn't leave California: when you're a star, a writer, a producer, an athlete, an actor. Because really the industry that drives a big chunk of LA County's commerce is the elevation of stars. It's great, better than any place in North America, perhaps globally. It's an industry. Agents, PR people, funds built to support you. LeBron James will never live in a county that is built, constructed to elevate all of his businesses. Hey, if you're middle class, you're a school teacher, you just got married, you want to buy a house, it's probably not the best place to live. But for people like LeBron, men or women, don't leave unless you have to.